Hi everyone, this is Neel Raithatha, also known as the Wax Whisperer. Thank you for joining me in my latest video. I have here a patient who attended with a blocked left ear, and it's blocked with dead skin, dead keratin, and I'm just using an ear hook here just to see if I can get over the top of the plug of dead skin and keratin and then slowly extract it from out of the ear. This skin has folded upon itself and it's extremely thickened and crusted. I've reverted to the crocodile forceps. These are the micro jaw ones. So these are the smallest forceps that we have. And I'm just trying to get some purchase on there. You may not be able to see, but each of the jaws have got sharp teeth, hence the name crocodile forceps. And when you clamp onto the dead skin, you get a good grip, and I'm slowly but surely bringing this forwards. I was hoping that all the skin will come out in one long sheet, but the skin is it's detaching itself, it's separating as I'm bringing it forwards. So just getting the top jaw over the roof of the ear canal, and this time I'm not pressing as hard onto the dead skin, so I'm having actually a slightly lighter grip because I realised that by clamping down too aggressively, you're almost cutting through this particular texture of skin anyway. So I've just got a slightly lighter grip and I'm coming away, but it still is separating. But I think in a moment I'm going to get a long sheet of dead skin out. And underneath this dead skin, you've got a fresh layer of skin that's lining the ear canal. So this skin, in the majority of us, would migrate out of the ear on its own accord. Naturally, we call it the epithelial migration. The outer layer of skin, the epidermis, is made up of epithelial skin cells. And as these skin cells die, exfoliate, they should move sideways out of the ear in a conveyor belt motion. Now, the patient had some skin directly embedded on their eardrum. I've just now installed some olive oil spray just to help soften this skin, just to make it a bit easier to remove. Now, I've got a skin peel here for you now. So the large sheets of folded over dead skin has been removed, but lining the medial canal wall, so when you say medial, we mean the canal wall nearest to the eardrum, so away from the entrance, is a very thick layer of skin, and it may not be completely visible to the naked eye, but you will see in a moment as I'm starting to peel this away. So this skin, our ears have evolved over millennia to naturally migrate the dead skin out of the ear. If it didn't, then all of our ears would be like this patient. It would be blocked full of dead skin. But for whatever reason in this particular patient, and they have to have this performed regularly in only their left ear, the right ear is completely fine. The skin fails to migrate, and instead it remains on the canal wall, and it also folds upon itself and creates a blockage. And although this skin that I'm removing now isn't going to improve the patient's hearing, they could hear significantly better already, it's not going to come away by itself. So whilst the patient was here, I decided to try and remove this for them. And I'm using the fine end suction probe. You can see the skin just peeling itself off from the roof of the ear canal and the eardrum. I've got to be careful of avoiding clarinetting. So clarinetting is when you suction dead skin, the skin violently flaps at the tip of the sucker, and that emits a very loud, high-frequency squeal. It's not only loud for the patient, but also for myself. And I'm just working the skin again at the roof of the ear canal and the front part of the ear canal, the anterior canal wall. And in a moment, I'm going to go back in with the forceps. I'm going to get the jawceps aligned at 3 and 9 o'clock and get a firm grip again and slowly bring this away. You can see that skin is almost translucent, it's see-through. And once more, with this skin, because it's quite thick, it wasn't coming away in one singular sheet as I was hoping. It was detaching itself and separating itself. And once more, I found I find that using suction from the skin it has two advantages. Not only can you bring it away like you would forceps, but you can also peel it off the canal wall. So, and with a fine end suction probe, which is what I'm using at the moment, there's a lot more precision when we can go really close to the canal wall without making contact. With forceps, they can be a bit cumbersome in the ear. They don't always do what you hope they would do, as you've seen already in this video. Now, again, it has its uses like this, but using forceps in combination sometimes with suction, it's far, far better. You may not see it, but there's still some dead skin lining the posterior canal wall. Now, this skin was a lot more adhered, it's a lot thicker. It's a bit more challenging to remove this. And this is what I mean by the suction. I wouldn't be able to remove this off the canal wall using forceps because you'll be grazing the canal wall. And I don't really want to be using a hook or a Jobson horn to lift this off the canal wall, because we'll be grazing, again, the canal wall. And this portion of the ear canal is very sensitive. It's the bony part of the ear canal. So suction allows me to peel this away without making contact. And with this skin, it's got a tendency of flapping back to its original position. It's got almost like a memory of itself, and as you peel it away, it just springs back to its original position. So as I'm suctioning, I just want to make sure it's not going to spring back. And I'm just teasing this forwards and backwards, trying to loosen it and elevate it off the canal wall. It's just a little bit at the bottom, the inferior section. You can see I'm trying to get to the bottom now. And as I'm wriggling it, there's very little margin for error, because if I over wriggle that, I don't know if that's a technical term, if I over wriggle that fine end suction probe, I'm going to come in contact with the front and back part of the ear canal, which we don't want. There's just some residual skin here. They have got quite a prominent inferior recess. There's a bit of oil here as well. And I'm just going to take this away. The patient was slightly nervous, so I was just being extra cautious whilst I was doing that, just reassuring them. As the patient's eardrum looks nice and healthy, a fresh layer of skin that's visible, and then that dead layer of keratin that removed. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching that video, guys. Take care, keep well, and speak soon. Bye.